Hi guys, I briefly showed you this in a previous charity shop gold or garbage episode where I bought it, played with it, swapped it out for a LiPo battery. It worked, but it was still incredibly slow, and then I tried it with a 3S battery and killed the receiver. I put it in my storage because I was going to leave it for a while before I did anything to it, because I want to do some work on some of my other cars first. But things have moved on, and I am going to do a hobby grade conversion to this, only a basic one. This one's got a tiny motor in it. I'm not going to change the motor at the moment. All I'm going to do is put a hobby grade receiver in it, a FlySky 3 channel receiver. I've got a nice metal gear servo there, so we'll try and sort out the steering, but it will still be pretty slow. I mean, I don't do fast anyway, but it's going to be pretty slow because it's going to still have the original I think it was a 7.5 volt motor in there. I think I worked out, because it got 5 AA batteries. So I showed you in the previous video, these new brights come apart easily. You can take this module out, which is the battery and the receiver, and the motor's just, or the motor leads just unplug. Except that one's a bit awkward to get to. If I remember, I'll take the receiver out and we'll have a quick look at what burnt. But I want to get on with things at the moment. It's 9 o'clock at night. You might be able to hear it's raining outside. I just want to have a quick look, see what we can do. Which bits do I need to undo to get in there? That one, definitely. It looks like those ones just... Can I get in there? Oh yeah, looks like I can get in there and get them off. Will that take it off? I think so. Just at a bit of an angle, but it looks like it's coming out anyway. Yeah. I did find a YouTube video of an unboxing of one of these, or at least its yellow brother. I think it's called Baja Buggy or something, but it's the same car. This one's just orange and it's called Blaze Runner, but the other one looked absolutely identical except it was yellow. Same wheels, same spacing, and with New Bright they like doing that, using the same running gear and lots of different chassis, body shells. Nice little body shell, that, relatively light. I know somebody who might have liked that, but I think he's got one already. Right, so here we are. Steering we want to change. That looks like that just unclips. Yeah. And then I should think, if I undo a couple of screws there, the steering will drop out. All I'll do for the drive motor is just put a JST lead on it so I can plug it straight into the little ESC. I'll just use a little ESC because it's just a little motor. I thought so. There we go. Nice and simple. The question is, how do we modify that to stick that in place? Let's sit down and have a look. Just take them off for now, just so we can see what we're looking at. So that's the bit we want to push backwards and forwards, or side to side to be more exact. There'll be gear on the end of that, which will be turning a gear in there that will be pushing probably a half moon thing side to side. Could mount this, cut all this out the way, mount it there and just have a lever arm that's going to push this. I cut that out, cut a slot in there, and we might be able to actually have the end of that. Yeah, I'm afraid it's all black on black, so it probably doesn't show up very well on the video. I reckon if I cut that bit out where the motor was, that'll give me a bit of space to sit that down. This one just unclips. Oh, no, got a couple of screws in it first, then it unclips. Okay, so we don't need that, we don't need that, and we don't need that bit. That's the centering bit, and we don't need that spring. That bit just helps locate it all in there. So we might need to keep that. That needs to stay on there, or these bits pop out. So we need to keep that. Put that back on for now. So that's the bit we need to push around with this fella. Which we could possibly do just by cutting a slot in there, pushing that down in, and that would push it side to side. Or we use that, put a little wire push rod on it, have it coming out the side here and going into the end of the plastic here. I quite like that idea. We cut this out the way. And we do that with a knife or a saw. That's pretty soft plastic, so try not to get your fingers in the way. Being soft plastic makes it easier to work with, but it also means that body's going to be quite, or that chassis is going to be quite weak. Chop the brackets off the side there. That should go in there. I think if I cut a slot in there, and push rod can come out the side there and it will link up with that. Right, I'll saw them off. Because you know what we're going to be doing, we're going to be hot gluing this in place. It's going to sit on there. It's going to have to point up rather than down. Rid of that. Just cut that bit off as well. Right, let's flatten that off. So it should fit back in there. Okay, that's going to fit there. Need a hole through there. And that can exit through there. Soldering iron, I should think. Melt a hole through there. Right, I'll put the soldering iron on. Right, that's what I was talking about. I've melted a hole through there so the push rod for the steering can come out through there. Yeah, should be able to go straight through there, and I'll drill a little hole in the end of the linkage there. That should do the job. I need to screw this back in place. Right. Let's see, that screws into there, that holds it all in place, and then that bit goes across the bottom and holds it all in place. So what stops that rocking up and down? I've forgotten now. Don't know. Better put some screws back in place so I know where we're going. This is all fairly lightweight plastic. I think if it hits something hard, it's not going to last very long. Am I missing something? Or is that supposed to rock around? Because we don't want it to rock around if we're going to do the steering that way. No, we need that to be rigid. I bet that was just slopping around in there. I can't remember now. Oh, because we got the suspension, haven't we? So yeah, it did slop around. Oh, that makes a mess of my ideas now. If that's bouncing up and down, how's that going to go? It means there'll be a bit of the steering's going to move a bit when it goes over bumps. But we might still be okay. that suspension back in so we can see what happens. What we're going to use for push rod. Fairly thick bit of wire. I normally just use a bent paper clip, but I think I'll use this, which is fairly soft. But at the moment we just want to get it running, don't we? Yeah, something like that will do, I think. And how much movement do we need? About ½ inch. I reckon we're going to be using the bottom on there. It is pretty soft stuff, that. So I'm going to come through there, down through a hole there. A bit of adjustment. I haven't checked whether it's in the center position yet. We'll worry about that later. Get some idea of the distances. That's going to be sitting in a big pile of hot glue there. That's going to come down there. This will all make sense in a little while, honest. We'll go for that and see how it works. Yeah, I think that's still a bit too long. Right. Okay. I keep forgetting this camera only films for 17 minutes with 60 frames per second. Not sure how much of that we just saw. So, LiPo, ESC, servo tester, servo. Servo's currently in the middle position. I'll glue it in position in a minute. If I do that, we'll get the windscreen wiper mode. That's actually moving too far. So what I really ought to do is move that down to the lower hole. So, can we get it off in one go? Yeah, just so we want the lower hole. I'll just open that out a bit, preferably not drilling straight into my fingers. There's a handy bit of wood. Right, that's on the lower hole, so there'll be less movement. Get that back in again. So hold that in position again. Still moves a bit too far. I also want to bend that up just a touch. Okay. Still going a bit far. On. Right. What's up with you? Yeah, I reckon that could come over another click. No, I'm too far now. How should I do that? too far. I was probably right the first time, knowing me. Right, that should be the middle position. That is really playing up in there. I think, looks to me like that end's loose somehow. Tight. Yeah, I think I got the rough position. Right, enough of that. I'll get on and glue it and then we'll have another look. Because I've played with these new brights before, I've got a little lead here that I've made up for just this purpose. That's the drive motor connector that I can plug into there, plug into my ESC, and apart from the fact that this has got a loose connection in it, a servo tester, I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but there's clearly something it's not happy with. So that's running okay off that little ESC. It'd probably overheat it. That's I think that's a 20 amp ESC, but it is only a little motor in there, so I think we'll be all right. I'm just waiting for the glue to dry on there. So let's disconnect all that again. I say dry, cool down. Let's have a look. Mid position, that looks about right, and then okay, so what we need to do now is mount a receiver in there and somewhere to put the battery. I'm thinking I'll just connect it to the side here for now, probably just tape it in place. so we can access it easily. I say tape, Velcro tape it in place, and it should work. I've just remembered, I had a question on one of my videos recently about binding the receiver to the transmitter. Now, he was actually asked on a FlySky FST4B, and I gave him a link to a video where that's shown. But I might as well just bind this FS-GT2B transmitter to this FlySky FS-GR3E 3-channel receiver. So we need some power, so I got my LiPo, got my ESC, so if I plug that in, I can plug it in at the top. Oh, before I do that, I'll plug in the binding link. That goes in where it says bind, which is channel 3 on this one, 1, 2, 3 up from the bottom. And then we'll put the power in the top, the right way round. So we've got flashing light there. Then I'll turn on my receiver. Where's my bind button? Bind button's there, so I'll press that, turn it on. Straight away that's gone to permanent glow. So I should be able to turn that off again. Turn that one off just to be safe. Off, pull that out. Stick that one into, now I seem to remember channel 2 is the throttle on this one. And we'll need steering as well, won't we? So we'll plug that into channel 1 on this one. I'll just sort of stick that all together there for now. Turn that one on. Is that on? Yeah, light's flashing. Turn this one on. Okay. Okay, so I've got no throttle, but I have got steering. Steering's reversed, so swap that around. And throttle is probably because it is channel 3. I thought it was channel 2 on this one. I'll just lift that up in case it suddenly spins. Channel 3. Still nothing. Of course, it could be that oh no, we checked that ESC, didn't we? Ah. Anybody spot what I did wrong? It's only a minor little thing. I need to plug my motor in. So let's put that in there the right way round to be handy. Right, and I was right the first time. It's channel 2 on this one is the throttle. So swap that back there, lift that up again, switch it on again. Okay. Well, that's the right way round, that's handy. So there we are, we're bound. And if I just do that very, very gently. Okay. Okay. Right, left. Looks to me, oh, I think I've turned down the steering on this one. Steering trim. Yeah, about 75%. If we go up to 100%, that's a bit more. Turn it back down to where I had it. Yeah, less. I did that when I was trying to drive something that was a bit twitchy. Let's turn that off for now. Right, we'll see if we can stick a few bits on here, stick the receiver in there somewhere, tidy up the wires. So I said we'll have the LiPo just sitting there on the side. Got some Velcro tape there. Yeah, I'll tidy that up, put the lid back on and give it a little run. It's obviously a bit late at night now, so it'll just be a little test on the floor here. Just a quick test on the floor here, because the lighting's never any good this time of night in here. I've got low power LED lighting in the conservatory here. Anyway, forwards, yep, backwards, yep, right, yep, left, okay, bit of power. Actually, considering how little weight there is in there, those tyres are gripping incredibly well. We're still only using that little 2S LiPo. I might be tempted to try it on a 3S when we're out and about. It'll probably burn out the motor and probably burn out that little ESC, but it might be interesting just to see if it goes any faster. Yeah, that'll do. Thanks for watching. If you like that, then you might like this. And if you like this and that, you might like to subscribe over there.